All right, good morning, Pete, North Las Vegas. I'm starting to put together my new Frontier Armory upper AR308, and that's the upper I'm using. That's the lower I'll be using. But I'm not going to show the actual assembly because there's a boatload of videos on YouTube, but there are a couple things I wanted to mention. This uses a standard Milspec forward assist, and the receiver comes drilled and tapped for a 632 pin. And I've already checked the travel on the pawl inside. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick this up. Maybe I can get the light just right. So you can see the pawl sticking out inside there, and when I push the button, it goes like almost halfway into the tube. Let's see if I can get that on camera. Okay, so you can probably see how far it's moving. So I don't think we're going to have any problem with forward assist on a bolt carrier that has the correct cuts or serrations. And here's kind of the part that got a little interesting for me. When I was putting the dust cover on, what I found out was the pin or the rod that holds the dust cover on is also AR-15 Milspec dimension. And I played around with it. I put the rod in a couple of different ways. And I'm like, well, what holds this rod in? Because you can see that it's probably not going to butt up against a delta ring or a handguard. And it did come with a groove and an E-clip. So I started to try to put the E-clip on the outside. But when I moved the rod this way to get the E-clip on, I didn't have any engagement back here. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. Now, as an AR-15 example, you can see the E-clip sits on the rod or the pin on the outside, and then this also gets captured by the delta ring, and so even if that E-clip falls off, it's not going to come out enough to where the dust cover falls off. So I'm thinking, well, I wonder if they made this so that the E-clip fits on the inside instead of the outside. And that's exactly what I discovered. There's enough room between the dust cover and this billet receiver to slide the E-clip in. And so like I said, they're both, the pin, they're both Milspec in length, AR-15 Milspec. And I've seen other people's builds where on their AR308s or their AR10s, whatever they're building, where this rod is designed similar to the AR-15, but it's longer and the E-clip still fits on the outside. But this kit here that I got from New Frontier Armory, they set it up so that the E-clip fits on in between the dust cover and the receiver. So I thought, you know, I don't see why that would be any better or any worse than putting the E-clip on the outside, but it sure makes it look like a much cleaner install. Okay, so back to the dust cover. It's a nice, tight, snug fit. The detent, it's a little stiff right now, but that'll wear in. I'd rather have it a little tight than too loose. So once I figured out where the E-clip goes and the standard Milspec AR-15 pin that they're using, this turned out pretty good. The charging handle, I just went with my my usual Radian. It's a little stiff. It's not too bad. I mean, it slides in and out with just a little bit of pressure, but it's the notches that engage, not the actual charging handle itself. It's just the notches where it slides into the cutouts into the receiver. So those will wear in nice. Nothing else is rubbing. So this is about as far as I need to go with this. And I'll do a separate barrel, or a separate video when I get ready to put the barrel on it. So anyway, I guess that's enough about the upper. The next set of videos will be putting together the lower. And I'm really happy with the machining on this. And I kind of messed around with it a little bit yesterday, and I ran into a pleasant surprise. And I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with the magazine catch and release button. And the way New Frontier Armory machined this, it also uses a Milspec AR-15 size latch and button. So, and then I'll show that in more detail when I actually start doing videos on the lower. But anyway, this thing is, it's a work of art. And then it has the tensioning lug. You can see it right here. So if there is any slot between the upper and lower receiver, you can tighten that up. Okay, well, just kind of a short video today. Just wanted to point out that dust cover on and how New Frontier Armory sets it up. Like I said, I don't know if the other AR-10 or AR308 manufacturers do it that way, but I'm actually kind of happy it turned out like that. It's just a much cleaner install. Okay, I'm repeating myself. All right, Pete, North Las Vegas, over and out.